Hey everyone, welcome back to First Cats Chats, a First Cats podcast hosted by the Thrive Center. My name's Phoebe.
My name is Nicole.
And we have a special guest,
Cristal.
Yay! Okay, Jordan's not here.
Yeah, so I'm filling in for Jordan,
Yeah.
everyone.
She's busy.
Yeah,
She's
busy gal with
busy.
students basketball, of course. But
Yeah, we
so.
do support that one and this one, that's just
This one is so comfortable. It's
it
really
looks
comfortable. By Web. Shout out Web.
Yeah. Today we're talking about preparing for the real world, which is scary.
It is scary.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Cristal. My pronouns are she, her, ella, and I am an education and initiatives coordinator here at the Thrive Center. So essentially what I do is I work with folks on campus collaboratively with cultural resource centers in creating events. I'm creating events for folks here on campus. Here in the center specifically with the students that we serve and center as well. So really just making a welcoming space for students.
I
Beautiful.
love that.
Should you reintroduce yourself?
I will reintroduce
Okay.
myself. Hi everyone. I was on the first Catch Chats. What we talked about,
Housing and
transportation.
right?
I was in that
Mhm.
podcast. So if you guys didn't watch it, my name is Nicole. I work here. I'm a peer mentor for Thrive. I'm a junior, pronoun she, her. And basically I just help students navigate campus, I guess, right? And resources and
Yes.
just be a mentor for them. And yeah.
Oh, how are you liking it?
I love it. I love my job. I'm going to be here again next year. Watch out. Watch out.
Okay. What do you even think the real world is?
It's
Why
scary.
can I not say that? Real
The
world.
real world.
I'm scared.
What even is it?
It's so scary, it's hard to say.
I know.
What do you consider the real world? That's the wording I used.
I don't know, maybe getting a big girl job.
Yeah.
Paying bills, right?
Yes.
Like on your own?
Yeah.
Being independent.
Yeah.
Independence is like its own thing.
Mhm.
Now me still asking my mom to make my appointment.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
I still ask my mom to make my dentist
Same.
appointment. I'm like, Mom, can you make my dentist
Same.
appointment? Stop, I'm not ready.
I feel like I do agree. I definitely think it's like paying bills, independence, right? But like also whether like I don't know, what is the definition of like a big girl job or like a big
Yeah.
person job, right? Like
Full time?
I guess.
Yeah.
But does it have to be full time? Like it pays the bills if it's part time.
That's true.
So but I don't know, it's just I think a lot of times we tend to be in a setting of like preparing our students for like the quote unquote real world, right? What does that mean? Whether it's like how you were saying, like a full-time job or just like the world, what is it like out there outside of a university setting? I think that's how I picture it a lot. Which is part of my job, right? Working with like the students I work with, my student workers, community coordinators, is preparing them for that. What that might look like is very different, maybe like from what we practice, right? But it's hard. It's hard being in between those two because we don't really know what's out there. Like I don't know what's out there, and I feel like I'm living through it, right? We're all living through it, so.
I think it's
Yeah.
more like the real world is when you don't have your parents to depend on you.
The
But a lot of
dependence,
people
yeah.
don't for a long time, which is probably
Mhm.
like they're already adulting.
Yeah, at their own age too. You never know.
Mhm.
You know, there's different situations, but
That's
Mhm.
true.
And some of us like even kind of going back to adulting, like what is the definition of adulting, right? And we can all put our own definition, but I definitely do think it's independence and like really trying to figure that out. And even though your mom makes your appointments, you're still adulting. Like
You're still going to them?
Yeah.
That's you bring
That's
yourself
true.
to
it's
them, right?
utilizing
That's
your
true.
resources. You know what I mean?
I can't go without her though. Like I have her in the chair
Oh.
holding my hand.
Mom, can you tell me what's wrong with me?
I do that too.
I really
couldn't. Because I don't remember all the medications. I'm not even on that menu, but like.
So can we give a shout out to our moms? Because
Yes.
Yes.
there are people. I think they know everything. The news,
Somehow.
like the weather.
Somehow,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know. They just know everything.
They really do.
Shout out.
Shout out, mom.
Shout out.
Yeah. Isn't this podcast also going to come out during Women's History Month?
What's next month?
Women's History Month. March.
Then yes.
Period.
Shout out women.
Women.
We
We
love it.
love women. Period. Women's
Women.
basketball. Right there.
You ripping.
Repping always.
Why did you? Okay, this is just for you. Why did you decide to do graduate school? Like graduate program.
That's funny. So. You're funny. So. That's a loaded question. I'm a first gen college graduate. So, what that means, right, was like navigating how to apply to college, first of all. You know, my parents, like, they finished high school. Their parents didn't even finish high school, right? Like, or finish school in general. Like, I think they stopped, like, in elementary school. But for them, it was very much like, one, navigating the U.S. because, like, my dad was an immigrant, you know, like, growing up, when I was growing up. And then, you know, my mom was also still, like, trying to navigate the system and all this. And aside, like, also wanting to go to college was something that, like, they had always wanted for me. Like, my parents always told me, lo más que te puedo dar es tu educación. Like, the most I can give you is your education. And they just kept pushing me. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna roll with the punches. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, but here I am, you know? So in high school, that's when I, like, kind of got into a trio program. And that's where I, like, started learning a little bit more. And, like, you know, I didn't know, like, what campus looked like living in Tucson. It's like its own little city. Yeah, like, I had never been until, like, maybe, like, a trio program field trip or something, right? But then kind of going, like, into my education and, like, my field of study, you know, like, I, as a freshman student, I feel like a lot of times I had to put myself out there, like, also have to, like, in a sense, like, kind of sell my story, or, like, just share my story all the time and just say, like, hey, like, I'm a freshman student, like, I don't know what I'm doing, and thankfully I was navigated into the right directions. Like, shout out to the Thrive Center, because I worked here as an undergrad student, and it was my second year, and they were the ones who really, like, helped me navigate how to go through this, like, college experience. And with that too, I kept getting connected to folks, you know, whether it was, like, programs on campus, or even just, like, a sense of community, like, stuff like that. Thankfully, I like, have really good connections and really good, like, what I call family now, you know, like, after making those connections. But with that too, essentially kind of leading to the grad school portion. My older sister had a big impact on me too, because she obviously, like, went through, like, the whole system of, like, being a first gen as well, right? All my siblings, but really, like, being the first to actually, like, experience that. And you know, I wanted to mimic that, but also, like, see what else was out there, because I mean, I feel like programs always keep advancing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, I got involved into a program called UROC, which is, like, undergrad research program, and I am a McNair scholar. So yeah, I got to actually do research, like, in the summer, take, like, grad prep courses, you know, and get funding as well, like, which was really cool because I had no idea, like, how intense grad school preparation could be. And it was pretty cool, like, to be able to get that research experience, connections, like, I presented posters of my research, like, all this cool stuff. Like, I didn't know I was into research until, like, I had this opportunity to come about, you know? So that's really what prepared me to get into grad school, which I actually applied to many different programs, and I decided to stay here. And it's interesting. Grad school is definitely interesting. You learn a lot. It is very much like a self-growth opportunity as well, right? Whichever route you take. But I'm really thankful that I got to experience that as a first-gen student and be, what, like, 3% of Latinas who have a master's degree, right? Something like that. So it is, like, rewarding, you know, and I think a lot of times I also talk about, like, how I went through the struggle so you wouldn't have to, right? And really just, like, paving the way for others. So a little bit about how that went.
I love that for
Yeah.
you.
What was your major in undergrad?
Family studies and human development with a minor in Spanish.
What's your program now?
My master's program was in educational leadership and
Are
policy.
you doing PhD?
Well, let's talk about that. So I do want to be honest, like, as a first gen student, like, you're navigating it as you go, right? So, like, to be completely transparent, like, I did apply to a PhD program. I don't know, like, I think PhD was not for me. I don't know if I could
Valid.
fully commit, you know. And that's just, like, personal stuff, you know, and it's just, like, do whatever works for you. And I ended up getting my master's on the way instead, which is still a win. Like, I had to remind myself, like,
Heck yeah.
this is still, like, a win, you know? And I think a lot of times, we don't talk about that. Like, what fits for you? Like, what feels right? What doesn't? Like, do you want to commit to like a whole 5-year program? Like,
Yeah.
and something you might not want to do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like even to this day, I'm like still trying to figure out like, what is it like that I eventually want to do? You know? Like I love what I do, but it's just like, what
Now
else?
what?
Yeah, like exactly. It's like now what? So it can be hard sometimes, but yeah.
Wow.
that.
I am not in graduate, even though I know that was for Jordan. That question was for Jordan, but I'm not in graduate. Are you
No.
gonna do a graduate program?
You know, it's not for everyone.
I thought about it. I was like, I could do something in psych just to like have another, you know, like to maybe just in case I want to do that in life. And I was like, oh, then I have to apply and
Like
do
more
more
school.
school. Yeah,
That's so fair.
Yeah.
like I'd rather go into the real world just like immediately, but not
Yeah.
prepared. But
I do want to talk about like one point. I think as I don't know if this is just more of like an educational system or first gen, but I'm gonna say it's first gen. But we're so conditioned to be in school that like we don't know what else to do.
This is so true.
I was like, what else do I do?
Yeah.
I know I mean obviously right, it's like the system of like elementary, middle, high school, and then it's like, you know, college if that's the route you take, and then grad school if that's the right route you take. And then after once I graduated I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like I had to condition myself I guess I should say, right? To like not think about school or not like be in the mindset and like be like, wow, I have free time after work.
Yeah.
You know? Like I can do what I want.
That's what I'm so
So-
excited to have that, to not like have to go home and do homework. I can just do whatever.
I still have another year, so. But it's actually funny that you say that about like first gen stuff because I'm also first gen. Like my mom, she only got her diploma. That's as far as she got. My dad also got his diploma. That's as far as he got. And so like when my sister's a middle child. So you know how like they always say that stereotype of like middle children, like they're just so independent, like they're very hardworking. Like my sister, she worked very hard for what she got. Like, you know, like she did everything that she needed to do. So I would actually go up to her for help, even though we're only like a year apart. And so like it was honestly like crazy how like I went to a different school. Like I did apply to her school hoping to get in. So I could be like, hey girl, like can you help me with this? You know, like how do you know where to navigate all this stuff? But I didn't get in. And so when I came here, I was like, oh my god, like what do I do? I'm like, I'm stuck. Like I generally didn't know anything about like campus resources and anything along those lines. Like I didn't even know how to take public transportation coming into college. I had to figure that out.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
I didn't know you had to like pull on a.
No,
Stop it! Stop that! You're gonna stop at every stop.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, that's me. I was like, oh my god, what is that? What is this button do? Like, have you ever seen that? What? Like I didn't know anything, nothing. And it's so funny because like, even like my first year, I was like, oh my god, like I would actually go to my sister a lot. Because like going to my parents, I felt like they just didn't understand. Like they were like, as long as you're in school, you know, like stay in school, whatever you do, just don't stop going to school. That was them. Yeah. Because like for my brother, he didn't go to school, but they were like, listen, you gotta do something. Like you can't be like sitting down all day. So he went to the military, you know, like it's either the military or school. So like when I came here and I was really like struggling on like my major even, like I would tell my dad and he's like, you know, well, like just keep going at it. And I'm like, yeah, but I just don't like feel happy about it. And he was like, just keep going. Like in his mind, it was like if I wanted to change my major, it was like I'm dropping out of school. You know? And so like that's just how like, you know, like they just didn't get it. Or like even when I wanted to transfer schools, they were like, oh, like are you dropping out? Like does this mean that you're not doing it anymore? I'm like, no, I'm still doing it. I promise. I'm just like, I just want to change it, you know, like I'm still gonna go at it. And it was just like, it was just so crazy to me. I was like, oh, like I'm here, you know, I'm still here. And even then, like, I actually just had a conversation with my parents because they keep asking me like, oh, what are you gonna do after you graduate? Like, what are you gonna do? You know, more school? And I'm like, I don't think I could do that. Like, I definitely need a gap year. I need it just to like for my mental state, you know, like especially like biology, like it gets to you to a point where like, oh my God, like what am I still doing, you know? Like I'm like, ugh, like there's so like I cry sometimes just like doing like my courses. I'm like, dang, like I still have to do this, I still have to do that, and I'm already struggling with one of my courses. And I'm like, oh my God, like who do I turn to? Who do I talk to? And so like whenever I tell them like, oh, like I just want to take one gap year, like give me a gap year. And they're like, what, why? Like, why don't you just want to go to school? Like just do 4 more years. Like it's okay. Like they try to encourage me to go to med school as soon as I graduate. And everybody knows how med school is. Med school, it's just so competitive.
Yeah.
It's vigorous. It's very stressful. And I would see like people who talk about it, YouTube videos like Dr. Mike, because I know you listen to Dr. Mike. I would listen to like Dr. Mike or like advice on like people who've been through it, and they're like, oh, you know, I suggest you taking a gap year just so like you can prepare yourself for med school, because med school is not like undergrad. You don't get any summer breaks. You don't get a winter break. It's all year round for 4 years, and even more for like residency, internship, attending. And I'm like, I keep stressing it to them, like, oh, like, you know, like, I think being in a gap year, like, taking a gap year is very important. And they think, oh my God, like, she doesn't want to be a doctor anymore. Oh my God, like, what are you going to do with your future? I'm like, y'all, I promise I'm going to keep doing school, just not right now. Yeah, and that's just, like, how it, I don't, from right now, grad school, not yet.
Yeah.
Definitely a gap year.
That's valid for sure. That's something I would recommend too. Something I wish I would have done is like go out of state for school.
Yes.
I know you're doing it
Can't
right
wait
now.
to leave.
It's
So-
scary. It's
No, but I'm
scary.
sure it's worth it. Like,
It has its perks. I
Yeah.
will say it has its perks, but also has its cons. You know, because I don't have like my family right there.
Yeah.
To help me. Like I have to call them instead of like being like, hey, can I come over now? You know, like that's.
but it is definitely a shift. Like physical, emotional, cultural. Like there's just obviously like even how you were saying earlier, like transportation. Like this one is small compared to other places, you know? So
Yeah.
it could be such a big shift.
Yeah, I only came to college because my parents were like, okay, now you're gonna go to college. Like, that's what's after. And I didn't know what I was gonna do. I picked a random major. And here we are. But I stuck with it for the most part.
Really? Oh, is it the one you started with?
Yeah, I added another major, but like, because it was like just in case. Because a lot of my like film courses, I was like, I low-key don't like this. But some of them I did like. And I was like, eventually I'll find one where I'm like, oh, I do like this. And like, this is what I want to do. So eventually I got there, yeah.
So I know you said that, but Nicole, did you change your major at any time?
No.
No, just
I stuck with it because they kept pushing it. They were like, no, you know,
Do you want to be a doctor though?
to be continued.
Mm.
If I'm gonna be honest, I was just telling Miranda this. By the way, Miranda's the supervisor here.
Oh, they know Miranda.
Oh, they did.
the 12 people.
Yes. So I was actually telling Miranda, I was like, why on earth? Because I'm in calculus when it's going to be, and I just took an exam on it, and I was like, struggling. But I was like, if these are the type of courses just to become a doctor, like imagine like
Once you get there.
once I get there, like how like harder it's gonna get, and like I see people struggling, and I'm like, oh my god, like it's courses that I'm taking right now that I'm like, do I even want to do this? And I'm like, and I feel, and this is the part that's so scary. Like I know like this is like the future and stuff, and every time I think about it, I'm like, oh my god, what if I get my degree and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna want to do this. Like, what do I do then, right? Because I did. What's scary about it is because I saw a TikTok a couple years ago. This was like freshman. Shout out to TikTok. Freshman year, this girl just graduated, cap and gown in the video, and the guy goes, "Oh, like now that you graduated, what are you gonna do with your degree?" And she goes, "Oh, I don't even want to do this anymore." I was like, oh my god, what if that's me? Like, what if I finally get my degree. I get on that stage, and I'm like, don't want to be a doctor. Like, that's 4 years of my life.
There's so many other things you could do with
That is
medicine.
true.
That is very true.
That is very
That
true.
don't need like
All
med
that,
school
yeah.
and everything.
Which I'm researching it right now. Like, I do want to get into research, so that's something I'm
Okay.
biology. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
very like broad, but for the most part, doctor. I don't know if I could do that. I definitely don't think I could go
Yeah.
4 more years into med school.
And
The trauma that I'm going through now, all the blood, sweat, and tears that I'm going in now, I don't think I can handle it.
And I think that's where you're being vulnerable and like open and honest to yourself. And like I said, I went through it.
Yeah.
And it's like, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Redirection is direction. You know?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Quote it.
Is that
Mm-hmm. I'll put it on the screen.
Redirection is direction.
Yes.
But honestly, it is, and I, it's wild to think like where I'm at right now, because I see myself like in y'all. Like I remember staying up super late, like all nighters, like studying for one exam that I thought was like my main focus, and I was just like, it was like the thing, you know. And like life moves on. Like I know it's so hard to see the end of the tunnel, but I think I'm like I don't even remember that day, you know. But there's times that like that day is just like the worst day of your life or the semester, whatever it might be, you know. It's just like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard. It is in the moment. I acknowledge that. Although it's you just gotta keep swimming.
I know, it's just so hard.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to do that, then that's okay. You can always start again.
Because you know where this stems, and I know I could start again, but
Mm-hmm.
this stems from like, I just don't want to disappoint my parents, you know?
The guilt.
The guilt, you know what I mean?
about that.
Like, I just don't want to disappoint them because like, they see so much in me. Like, I see the way like my parents talk to me about like other family. They're like, oh, she wants to be a doctor, you know? Like, oh, she's at University of Arizona.
Pressure.
That is so much pressure, and that's why I stick with it. Because I'm like, like that guilt. Like, imagine if I just like go, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do like, I don't know, something else. They're gonna be like, oh, really? Like, really? Like, I see the amount of pride that they take in my sister and the things that she does. Like, she's graduating this semester. So, shout out, Michelle. She's graduating at the University of Chicago, and like, I see, like I said earlier, like, she's a go-getter. I wish I had that in my body. I don't.
What do you mean?
Like,
You don't have that?
I feel like I don't, like, in, like, since beginning of, like, college, like, she's been doing internships. She has, like, 2 internships, one in San Francisco. She's already doing a graduate program before she's graduating. It's, like, a dual thing that she's in.
Yeah.
She had this other lawyer internship that she's been doing, and, like, she's doing so much in, like, only the 4 years that she's done, and I feel like when my parents see me doing, like, still going back home, working at, like, CVS or something, like, not really doing as much that I should for my degree, I just don't want to disappoint them in the long run, you know? I feel like, you know, maybe am I doing what I need to do, you know? And I just don't want to, like, disappoint them.
Yeah, but it's hard to have motivation for something you don't really want to do.
It's
That is true.
That is true.
But I also want to acknowledge that like you have been doing.
Yeah.
Like look at where you're at right now, Nicole.
That's true, yeah.
Look
I
where
just
you're at.
compare myself a lot
Yeah.
to my sister.
I think that's
Only because she's only a year older than me. I'm like, dang, like, what do you mean? Like, you were in an internship with Kirkland. Like, girl, like, what? And I'm over here like, do you have her CVS card with us? Like, hello? Like,
but you
what am I doing?
also work here.
That
Look
is
at the impact
true.
that you've had on students.
Yeah, I know. Maybe I'm like, should I do my degree in people? Like,
In
study
people?
people? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, you know, psychology. Like, let me study you, right? I don't know. But yeah, I compare myself a lot with her.
I think that's like another thing, like comparing ourselves, like, and also wanting to be at the finish line, right? Like, that's like attaining the finish line always seems like so difficult or challenging, right? But then it's like we also have to remind ourselves we're human, like we're people,
Right.
we're like these holistic individuals that you're not only students, you're also experiencing all these other things, whatever's happening right now, you know, and we're just kind of trying to go thriving.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to survive.
No, honestly.
Literally.
But I get that, like the feeling guilty is something that like I still have it, you know. And I think a lot of times I wish I would have included my parents in my experience, and I think that's something I still like carry to this day, because it's so easy to like get overwhelmed with trying to explain how the situation is or like your experience on campus, you know. And I think a lot of times it's important, like for us, I say this to you all too, like if you can, like, and you have like loved ones or parents, guardians, like include them because they want to see that, right? Like, and I think that's where like it's important for you to also step down, like not step down, put your foot down, and also be like, you know, this is what I want to do, this is what makes me happy. And I think that's important too. I think at the end of the day, your parents are not gonna shame you or not be proud of you.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're getting a degree and it's for you.
Yeah, that's true.
Whatever that might look like in your future.
But you're right.
What's the difference in your experiences from undergrad and graduate?
Can't relate.
Good question. So undergrad was definitely, I tried to do everything during undergrad. Like I said, right, I was involved in like Arizona Insurance, so like we had like I had an internship. I worked with Cielo, like I am in a sorority, you know, so
Shout out.
so you know, like I was like booked and busy when I was in undergrad, which honestly, like I loved every experience of it, but I didn't really know how to take care of my mental health, and I think that's something that's like really pushed nowadays, and I love it so much. Because I wish I would have had somebody to tell me that, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why I push it on everybody too, because I'm like, you gotta take care of yourself. But my undergrad, it was just like I said, right, I was booked and busy, like had 2 jobs, internship, like was doing my sorority, all this stuff. And it's just so different. Like grad school is very like in much independence. You're learning as you're going. I also did my master's program when I was in COVID. It was during COVID period. So I did it all online. Like I didn't really meet I didn't meet my cohort. Like I didn't have like that sense of community. Like I had my best friend. Shout out Giselle. You know, like, and we like stuck through it together. But if it wasn't for her, honestly, I don't know if I would have made it. But like really just like doing an online program was difficult. Like, you know, shout out to people who do it, because it was hard in COVID and like really once again trying to survive, you know. So it was different in that sense. But I have noticed that grad school is definitely very much like self-exploratory. Like you learn a lot about yourself, about like the field that you're in. And it's interesting because I feel like I learned all these like theories and methods because I did educational leadership policy. And it wasn't until like I actually put them to practice, like working here, like at the Thrive Center, that I was like, wow, like I wish I had that, like, you know, when I'm with students all the time to be able to do that. So it's interesting. And a lot of times, like, there's some things that you learn in person that you don't learn in school, you know?
Like hands-on stuff.
Yeah.
Or even just like navigating conversations with students. Because students will just come to me and like, they just vent. And I'm like, cool, like I'm here, I'm listening, you know? And a lot of times it's like, we don't really talk about like how to navigate that. And it's interesting. But
have like support that's
But yeah, grad school and undergrad is very different. I do appreciate professors for having flexibility because like people are in different areas of their lives in grad school. So I feel like there is a lot of support and flexibility in grad school too. So it always seems so scary. I think it's like the unknown is scary, you know, but it's not until you're there that you get to realize what it's like. And I did mind you, right? Like it was during COVID, like I did like my grad experience because I feel like I had a good support system, even though it was online, right? But like folks who like identified as me as well. My mentor was really great, similar identities, and she like really just pushed me like, to continue. So don't be afraid of grad school, but it is scary.
It's like the monster under the bed. Hello.
Yeah.
So do you think you're in the real world now?
I do. I feel like that's still a loaded question.
Because I was gonna ask like how now they're preparing for the real world. Like, how are we doing that?
Honestly,
You're not preparing yet.
Not
You
yet.
haven't thought.
Honestly, it hasn't hit me yet.
Yeah,
Like,
you have
is that
time.
fair? Is that
That's
fair?
so
It's
fair.
fair.
You have
Yeah,
time.
like it hasn't hit me yet. Like I know, like my sister's graduating. I know I'm like right there next year, but I'm like I'm still just trying to pass my course, girl. I'm like just
Yeah.
literally taking one step at a time. I know it's gonna hit me later on, and I'm not prepared for it because when things hit me, it hits me like at once. Like it doesn't gradually. It's like,
Do you like change?
what do you mean?
Are you someone that's like scared of change?
For the most part, kind of, and not really. Like I love change, like whether changing my hair, period. Like I do sign me up, big chop. Last October, shout out. I like change, but like drastic change. No. Like coming here was such a drastic
like life
change.
change.
Like life changing. It is scary. Like I said, when it hits me hard. Like I was like, ugh, you know, like sobbing like crazy. Like I was like, ugh, you know. But yeah, like I have to brace myself for it. I'm like, okay, this is gonna happen. You know, I'm gonna walk the stage soon, get my degree, and then what do I do after? Sit on my mom's couch? Yes.
That rest.
I need that rest.
Honestly, I would say kind of going back, right? So I think adjusting from like not going to school to like a full time was something that like I had to was a really big adjustment. So it has like its like pros and cons, right? In the sense of like you're so used to going to school, so when you just have a job and you're like, okay, cool, I get to go home, I get into my hobbies or whatever it might be, right? But then it's like you're stuck in like this like mentality of like there's something that's always due. I don't know if y'all feel like that right now.
That's like over break and like summer and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So imagine that. Like, for the rest of your life. No, but like the first like couple months to like, and once I started this position, which was my first full-time position, after grad school or just school in general, like I had to adjust myself to like meeting people in person because it was COVID. So I was like, okay, like trying to have like a personality again, you know, so that was difficult too, you know, putting yourself like in vulnerable spaces, like you're meeting a whole bunch of new people, like, right? So like you're having to build your own community. So I think you definitely have to be at a vulnerable state, like whatever you feel comfortable with, but it can be a little hard. But I think if you think about it, like you all did that too when you started this position, you know, it's just a matter of fact of like son etapas en la vida, like they're, how do you say that, like etapas en la vida. I don't know how to say it in English, like they're ways of life, you know, like there's just like just things you experience, I guess.
Yeah, I think I'm preparing by looking for a place to live. The thing is, I love change. I love major life changes because I'm so bored. I feel like I just get so bored. Like so like even like this year, having like new people at work was like, thank God. Because I'm like so, like not like I'm bored of the people that were there. Like I loved it, but I just wanted more, you know, and like new things and like, what else am I doing? Because like even in high school, you know how you have the same class for the whole year, but like in college it's like semesters, and that's every time in the halfway through the semester I'm like, ugh, I want new classes because I'm so bored. I'm just like, ugh, I'm so over these. So I really want to move to LA immediately.
Yo, bye.
No, literally, and like meet new people and have a job and like new things and be able to go to the beach and like try new food. Be with the trees.
Connect with nature.
No, literally. Yeah, so that I haven't found a place. I found a roommate, and that is one step. Exactly. The resume still isn't fixed.
Okay, we'll get there.
Who needs that?
Phoebe problem, yeah.
I have been looking for places, messaging some, so it'll happen eventually.
I want to say Zulu's my favorite. Like, that was my hobby. I would just be scrolling. Like, you know, just like, do you all ever do that? Like, this is for fun.
Yes.
Like,
On
Yeah.
Bro. Obviously, adjust the price.
Yes.
Adjust that price, girl.
Oh my god. It's so expensive. Oh, the ghost stories. Tell us about the ghosts.
it's a spooky music.
Yeah, no, literally. A spooky segment.
Which one do you want to know about?
Which one? How many
Is
are
there a ghost here at Thrive?
Ghosts.
Ghost plural.
Ghosts.
Should we now be Scooby Doo or like Nancy?
Yes.
Oh.
Ooh, detect.
So I saw one this week, actually.
Don't tell me that.
Yeah.
I'm actually terrified of ghosts.
Oh, really?
I've never seen one. I don't want to see one. Out of sight, out of mind. Which one's the one that you saw this week?
This week? Okay.
At what time and place, so I know not to be there.
Oh, it was in the day.
Girl.
Wait, I can't tell you where, because then you're not going to go.
You want to go there.
You have to.
You have to go there like often.
Yeah.
Why?
Wait, did I tell you about this?
You told me where it was, but you didn't like put the no details.
Where?
Close your earmuffs. I'm just kidding.
Where, Dwight? Where?
You want me to tell you then?
Yeah, tell me, so I don't have to be there.
So, I mean, okay, so I went to go get some water.
Girl! Okay.
And, you know, I was just minding my business, getting my water, staying hydrated.
Yeah.
And I like turn real quick and I see a little kid. A baby child.
Wow.
Yeah. I saw his little sneakers. Like he was like probably this tall.
Just the sneakers.
Well, like denim and then like sneakers, you know, but like it was a kid.
Right.
And he just like ran away. And I even went to go check, like I was like, you know, maybe I'm just like, you know?
Yeah.
And I like literally like started like
Following
yeah,
him.
like following, and I didn't see anything. I went to like the SOS lobby, nothing. And I was like, this poor child. Also, like, I go see.
Wow. I think it's fun because like I feel like you just are like can see ghosts. Like that's like a thing. I feel like that's like a thing, right?
How did this
like
child
how
look?
some people can see them and some. Am I wrong? Is that not a thing?
Yes.
Because like
This was during the day?
it was during the day.
Wait, so like ghosts aren't like, ooh, like they're actual people, like you see like people? I did not know that.
Ghosts, yeah.
I thought like ghosts are just like a gust of wind, you
I
know?
mean, I
kind
guess they
of.
can be.
Can be too,
Yeah.
right?
I'm assuming.
Scary. I've never encountered a ghost. I'm scared of what would happen if I encountered a ghost because I've never encountered one. You know,
Like your
like
reaction?
yeah, like I don't know if I'm gonna be like,
Okay.
oh, like kind of like how you were, like in a situation and like when you saw a little kid, like, oh, hey, how are you? What do you need? You know, and then figure out like, hey, that person was never there. Would I scream, cry, and throw up? I don't know. You know.
Mm. I just always assume that like if there's a like you can tell if it's like a good presence or bad.
Can you?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you can.
Have you seen Ghost Baby?
No.
You've never seen a ghost?
No.
I'm the outlier.
Yeah. I know. That's why I'm like I feel like it's like a not everyone can see
Yeah,
them.
maybe.
Because like
maybe
my
you have a
mom's
sixth
seen
sense.
them before, but
Your mom has?
yeah, she was in like Hawaii once and
Oh.
woke up in the middle of the night and there's just a woman at the end of her bed. But like she felt safe, so she just went back to bed.
Mm-hmm.
And then later found out that like that was a haunted hotel.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've seen, I don't know if I've seen like that specific like child,
Right.
like the same one, but I've
Yeah.
seen another kid here or like a kid, so maybe it was
Mhm.
the same one. But
A lot of kids that thrive, Maybe they feel safe here.
Maybe.
Right.
my
Yeah.
heart.
Yeah. They don't want to hurt us.
Yeah.
I feel like things would like fall or break and then you know it's bad, you know?
You gotta get Blanca into this.
Oh, why is
You've
she
seen a lot.
No,
A
like
lot.
that one?
No, I want to see if she's heard. Don't be scared. We're here. We're here.
Right,
We're here.
But how do I
but-
know?
I don't know, but I don't know. I wish Blanca was here. to
Like I
say,
said, ignorance
but-
is bliss, y'all.
Yeah.
Ignorance is
If you're
bliss.
not looking, you might not find it, you know?
I wish I was the person I was like 5 minutes ago.
So I know that it's not haunted. I can just like go wherever I was.
I told you to put the earmuffs.
You're right.
It's okay. Now you know, but I won't tell you where else.
I
That's just ghost number one.
put it in the bathroom.
Yeah, it's when TJ used to work here, so I remember like seeing like something, and I just saw like a little kid run out of the office, and I'm like, that's interesting because now I'm in that office, so
Mm,
maybe the little kid just wants to play.
yeah.
I don't know.
That kid likes you.
But I'm not scared. Like it doesn't scare
Yeah.
me. So, and I think it's true. Like if you feel like a bad person, then obviously
Mhm.
ooh, back away, you know. But
Yeah.
like
Was it the same kid or no? Something different.
I don't know. I can't tell. I mean, the first time I saw the kid, like I just saw a silhouette. But this time I saw like jeans and like little
Wow.
shoes. Like
I feel like I would freak out like a tiny bit.
Yeah, me too.
Just because, I don't know.
I've never seen one. I would freak
Yeah.
out. I feel like I would freak
I
out.
think the first time I saw a ghost, I did freak out. But it's because you're like so in shock. You don't know what to do. You know. And you're so vulnerable.
Yeah.
You're like
What?
you stay. Like,
Yeah.
I really hope this is like a superpower that you have.
Yeah. Cause I don't think it's like an everyone can see them.
Yeah.
I feel like it's also like I'm just giving the spirits a lot of credit here. Like I feel like they like will let you see, you know, kind
That's
of thing.
true.
I see.
Like I'll let
They
you
pick,
see.
yeah.
They pick and choose.
I'm totally making things up, but
As a
that's
chosen
just
one.
my thoughts.
Maybe,
Oh,
honestly,
maybe.
but
Please don't choose me.
Yeah.
I'm here if they do that.
Please tell you, let me know, right?
You
got me.
So, any advice for people trying to what's it called? Enter the real world.
Yeah.
Any advice? I would want to honestly say take care of yourself. I think that's something that I learned from, in a hard way. Also, believe in yourself. You belong. Like first geners, like we tend to have imposter syndrome. That's rough. Like imposter syndrome is when you feel like you're not good enough at something, or in general, right? So, but know that like these places were not built for us, and a lot of times we have to navigate it at our own pace and in our own manner. So, I mean, we're here, we're doing it, So take care of yourselves. Reach out for support. We love first geners.
Yes. Shut up. We're here for y'all. We've been through it.
Mm-hmm.
We're still going through it. Period.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, some of us like went through it, so y'all like didn't have to like experience that, And that's why we're here. Like, that's why we're always so open and like to talk about it and really just like provide so many resources, because why are you gonna have to go through the struggle that I went through? Like,
Yeah.
We're your older sibling.
Yes!
I love that.
Yeah. Girl.
Oh.
Yes. Retweet.
Yes. Retweet.
My older sibling did not help me with college
Oh, no.
because she doesn't live with me. She's much older.
Oh.
She went to UCSD
Oh,
and
yes.
is now
Oh, San Diego.
almost 40. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like she's way older. Technically, we're not blood related, but and technically we're not stepsisters, but I call her my stepsister.
Hmm.
Found out that she refers to me to like other people, like strangers and stuff, as her little cousin.
Ew.
You know how like offensive that is?
I'm sorry,
And
like,
I
that
call her
wasn't-
my entire life. I
was
refer to her as my
flabbergasted.
sister.
That's
and girls
actually
we
so
call
messed up.
Yeah, thank
Wow,
you.
that's sad.
Thank you.
What the heck? I'm sorry. That's
That I didn't mean to laugh. That was just like, wow.
It's okay.
yeah.
Because
Nina's my favorite.
we love Mina.
Thank you.
Period.
She's your
Mina.
sister?
Yeah.
She's my stepsister who I grew up with. So she's like a few years younger than me. She refers to me as her sister, so that's good. Any advice?
No. Only because like I don't have any. Like, I
Yeah.
have,
Yes, you do. You're experiencing it right now.
That's
Like,
true.
What about,
That's
like,
so true.
What about our first cats who are experiencing it? Like,
Yeah.
Always come to Thrive. Please come to Thrive. Any
Yes.
questions, we'll help you. Trust. I'll probably be a senior, but even if you come right now, I'll be a junior and I'll help you. I'll help y'all.
I
Yeah.
love to see it.
Yeah.
I feel like mine would be to like not like lean on people like on your support system and stuff, because I feel like I'm not doing that. Like I don't really talk to anyone about like the things I'm doing to try to Miranda. But like, cause even like the girl that I'm gonna move in with, she was like said how her mom's been helping her like look for places, and I was like, oh my god, I could use my mom. Like I forgot that
Your
like I
resource right
have
there.
like
Mhm.
people who would help if I just asked.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I don't know the song.
Oh.
I don't know.
I'll be your friend.
Come on, baby, you got vocals.
Carry on.
Shut up, Carrie.
I don't know where.
We should definitely.
We should.
Yeah, singing.
Okay, bye. Bye. And that was it.
Yay.